Arsenal won, Porto nil, but Arsenal win 4-2 on penalties to progress the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That was stressful, man. That was so stressful. That is 3 hours of football that quite literally might have reduced my life expectancy by at least 3 years. I can't lie. That was way too stressful, man. I couldn't hack it. I genuinely could not hack that game. I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough game. With Arsenal, nothing's ever straightforward. It's never, ever A to B with this Arsenal team. And there's always going to be something that's in our way. We're always going to take like the toughest route to get to success. But it's as tough as it comes, man. Deja vu from last season in the Europa League, where we got to penalties there. But last time we failed. This time we succeed. Big 4-2 win on penalties. Big time David Raya performance as the hero for Arsenal Football Club. And we make it through to the quarterfinals, scratching and clawing our way there, but we are there. And that is all that matters, bro. It doesn't matter how you got there, whether it was a 5-0 win or win on penalties. We get to the next round, and that's all that matters to me. I'm delighted, thankful that it went through. Thankful that we went through, because I'll tell you one thing for an absolute fact, guys, yeah? When it went to penalties, I was getting serious deja vu to last season, man. Serious deja vu. I was sitting there thinking, oh, not again. Not again, man. Like every single time we go through to penalties, I'm getting nervous, especially in the Champions League, because Champions League isn't really our competition anyway. We always seem to fail in the Champions League. But this time we made it count. This time, in the clutchest of clutch moments, we find a way to get to win the game over penalties. I'm delighted, man. Absolutely delighted. Special shout out actually to all the penalty takers as well, because that's pressure, man. Rice, pressure penalty. Havertz, pressure penalty. Ødegaard, Saka, pressure penalties. I don't know who would have taken it fifth. Thankfully, it's academic. It doesn't matter because we got through on 4 penalties. But yeah, credit to all the penalty takers. Credit to David Raya. Credit to the whole team. They kept huffing and puffing this game. This was a tough game, guys. I do want to say, actually, before that, commiserations to Porto, because they played very well today. And over the course of the 2 legs, they've opened a lot of people's eyes to the fact that they're actually a very good team. Very good team. And I'm happy for that, for them, genuinely, because I know when the draw came out, a lot of Arsenal fans were sitting there rubbing their hands together thinking, yeah, easy draw, we'll take Porto. And I sat there and said, no game's easy in the Champions League. I don't care where Porto are in their league. I don't care where we are in our league. It's a Champions League. It's never easy. We got knocked out to Sporting Lisbon last season. I've seen us get knocked out to Olympiacos, Monaco in the Champions League. So it's never going to be easy for us. And Porto showed that. I thought they were brilliant today. Genuinely, there was very little to separate the 2 sides over the course of the 2 legs. Thankfully, we just did enough to get over the line with the penalties. That was quite literally it. We literally just had God on our side, man. Alhamdulillah, we had God on our side today. That was the difference, quite literally, because penalties is a 50-50 game. It's a 50-50 game. Anything can happen. Porto played very well as well. They should not leave the Emirates and leave London today, like looking down, being depressed. They should leave their heads held high. They put in a really good account for themselves. Genuinely, this was a very evenly matched round of 16 tie. Very evenly matched. Both teams gave it as good as they as good as they received it. So I thought genuinely either team could have gone through and there would have been no complaints. No complaints whatsoever. But with that being said, what a win for Arsenal. What a way to progress to the last 8 of the Champions League. Exactly what we needed, man. Got through. I don't care if we get through winning 5-0 or on penalties. All that matters is that we booked our place in the next round. And how it works now is when they do the draw on Thursday or Friday, whenever they do, I believe it's going to be Friday, we know our route to the final now. We know the quarterfinals, we know the semis, and we know the final. We know how we're getting to London. Me personally, I'll be honest with you guys, yeah? I actually think we've got more of a chance to win the Champions League now. Genuinely. Many will say, oh, you barely beat Porto on penalties. Why are you more confident we're going to win the Champions League? I'm actually more confident now. I'll tell you why. First of all, Porto is one of those teams you will not face again in the Champions League. Those are just a weird team to play against. And weird in a good way. They're technically brilliant. They understand the dark arts. They're all technical. It's those Portuguese teams, man. Those Portuguese teams always punch above their weight. They're all so technically gifted, but they mix in the dark arts as well. We won't play a team like that. If we play a team like Bayern Munich, Barcelona, they won't play like Porto. If we go swing for swing against teams like Barcelona, Bayern, I think we've got more of a chance because we've already proven this season in the Premier League, we can go up against teams like Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, Man United. We can go against teams like that. So, in my opinion, I don't think Barcelona are that much better. The difference with Porto is the fact that they're a little bit dirty, and dirty in a good way. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. I genuinely mean it in a credit to them. They're technically gifted. They're dirty. They know the dark arts. They buy time. They sit down on the floor. That type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like they know how to play the game in the Mourinho-esque way. Mourinho was their manager not too long ago. Do you get what I mean? So for me, actually give us more of a chance of getting through. This is one of the toughest games you can get in terms of the actual, not necessarily the quality of the opposition, but the actual danger in terms of what they pose. I think we've got a better chance of beating a Barcelona in the next round, to be honest with you guys. Me personally, next round, avoid Man City, avoid Real Madrid, and I'll be happy. If you give us Bayern Munich, so be it. If you give us Barcelona, so be it. If you give us PSG, so be it. I just don't want Man City or Real Madrid. But at the same time, we get who we get. Genuinely, we get who we get. In the quarterfinals, that's when it gets interesting. That's when there's no more easy games at all. Many will say Porto is an easy game. I don't believe so, but I understand the full process given they're not a European elite team. But when it's the quarterfinals, everyone can agree that there is no easy game. Every team's going punch for punch. There's none of this sit back and counterattack. It is heavyweight gladiators in the ring going swing for swing. Who's going to knock each other out? So I'd love to get a big team, man. I'd love a PSG. I'd love a Bayern Munich. I don't want a Man City or Real Madrid, to be honest, because I think we could struggle against those teams. But I wouldn't mind a Barcelona. I think we can beat Barcelona. I wouldn't mind a PSG. I wouldn't mind a Bayern Munich either, to be honest with you guys. Plus tomorrow, I just don't, guys, to be honest with you guys, yeah? If I'm being 100% honest, we get who we get. I'm not gonna sit here and try and tempt fate and say who I want to get, but I do want to avoid the Italian teams, man. Because if Inter Milan or Atletico go through, avoid them too. Because Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid will be exactly like Porto, except slightly better technically. So me personally, I want to avoid those teams, man. That's the teams I want to avoid. Because I know for an absolute fact that those two teams will be like Porto with quality. So I don't want them lot. I'll take a Dortmund or PSV. I'll take any of the others. Just don't give me Real Madrid, Man City, or Inter Milan / Atletico. I'll take any of the other teams. But guys, you got to be feeling good if you're an Arsenal fan right now. You got to be feeling good. That we've got 19 days off now, so we don't have to worry about cramp and all that stuff. We can go rest, relax. I have no doubt Arteta will give the players the next 2-3 days off for an absolute fact. Then they'll go on international duty. So to be honest with you guys right now, yeah, it's looking good. Job done. We're into the next round. We've got our momentum in the Premier League. And guys, I'll tell you one thing for an absolute fact, right? Yeah, nothing beats a penalty win. Nothing beats that. Nothing is worse than losing on penalties, but nothing is better than winning on penalties. Only a last-minute winner can beat penalties. Because when you win in penalties, it's like that brotherly love, that togetherness. It's like you're in the trenches with those players, man. That's a new experience you won't get in any other aspect of football. Go into a penalty shootout with your brothers, with your team. That cannot be replicated in any other aspect of team football or in team sports. Full stop. It's something that you cannot replicate. It's like you're watching a game, but you're not playing it, even though you're playing, because you're watching your players shoot the penalties. Like players like Zinchenko, Jesus, I didn't shoot a penalty today. They're watching like us. They're watching like me and you. They can't take a penalty. Arteta's watching like me and you. It's like you're watching one guy and one goalkeeper is the reason you're either going through to the next round or you're dumped out of the competition. That's quite literally how it is. That is quite literally how it is. So it's such a, in the most humane form, it's such a boiled down, simplistic model of football where it quite literally is mano a mano, 1v1, whoever wins takes it. And it's just something so beautiful and raw about that. And it can create the biggest heartbreak, but equally create the biggest elation. Last year, it was heartbreak. The live stream's on my channel. You can go back and check it. Arsenal Sporting Lisbon, the live stream is on this channel. But equally this year, it brings elation. It brings you to the highest of highs that no recreational drug on this planet can replicate, to be honest. So for me, absolutely delighted, man. Absolutely delighted. I'm smiling from ear to ear, beaming. We're through to the next round. My heart rate still hasn't come down. I have to invoice Arsenal for the medical damages caused to my heart rate. It's probably reduced my life expectancy for about 3 years, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And for the fans in the stadium, they got 30 minutes of bonus football, plus they got a penalty shootout. Any kids in the stadium as well, they definitely missed their bedtime. So they're lucky people, man. If you're on your around here, subscribe down below. 200 people watching right now. I stream after every single Arsenal game. I've been on all the journeys, the ups, the downs. Last season, the ups, when we beat Man United 3-2 at the Emirates, beat Tottenham away. The downs this season, I mean, we've had a couple, right? But it all, at the end of the day, man, it all culminates in moments like this. That's why you support a football club, for moments like this, for moments where 3 hours of your day has been spent watching a team and you're not sure if you're gonna if after those 3 hours you're gonna be delighted or heartbroken. That's what football is in a nutshell. Let's get into some of your comments. If you're new here, do subscribe down below and let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Manny, I appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Well done to Arsenal. Well done indeed, man. Fantastic victory. Big well done as well. I know a lot of fans will say, oh, you should have won easily. Oh, we're expecting 3-0, 4-0. I don't care, man. Porto's a tough game. You got the job done. And if anything, you made it. You got there to the very last minute. Players were dead on their knees. I mean, you're sitting there with cramp left, right, centre. Rice could barely walk. Saka looked dead and berries. Yet you still found a way to step up to the spot on your ones and put away the penalties, man. Massive credit to all of the Arsenal team. There's a celebration going on in the dressing room right now. A lot of adrenaline, but I expect the crash as well later. I'm going to definitely fall flat asleep in a couple hours' time. I can tell already because the adrenaline is too high right now. Raya's definitely showing his maturity. Yeah. And at the same time, to be honest with you guys, I think this is officially put to bed the debate about Raya versus Ramsdale. Raya is the Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper. Like it or not, that is the case. I'm happy with it. Fans obviously will disagree, saying Ramsdale's better. This has put it to bed. Raya is Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper. And look at Ramsdale at the end anyway. He was hugging Raya. He's an Arsenal fan just like us, it feels like, bro. Because that's the togetherness of the squad. Sometimes it's me second, team first. Yes, I know I've been the bench goalkeeper, but it's still beautiful to see Arsenal could go on further in their competition, extend their stay in the Champions League. And for the first time since, I want to say 2011, 2012, we're in the last 8 of the Champions League. We are one of the 8 best teams in Europe officially this season. That is how it is, man. So I'm delighted. Raya, fantastic performance. Gives him a world of confidence as well. And guys, another thing, yeah, penalties. You need to show you can win penalties because it will happen again. There's no doubt that we could go to another penalty shootout once again. So it's good to know that we have in the bank. We've won it before on pens. We've got that confidence that we've done it before. We can do it again. So for me, that was a very important victory, man. Very important. I'm happy for them myself as well. Now it's time to relax and enjoy a break before the big game on 31st of March. Yeah, and games don't get much bigger than Manchester City on the 31st of March. But look, that's 2.5 weeks away. Let's not worry about that, guys, yeah? Right now, let's celebrate. Let's relax. The players can have some time off. They might even go to Dubai again for some warm weather training. I would not be against it. We can have some time off. I'll be back, obviously, for the Arsenal versus Man City game. Subscribe down below. Hit the notification button. You do not want to miss any streams on this channel. I'm telling you guys that for an absolute fact, man. I stream after every single Arsenal game. So, yeah, subscribe down below. I can't wait for that game, Man City. If we beat Man City, this March could be the biggest March I've ever seen in my life at Arsenal Football Club. If we get through in the Champions League to the last 8 in this March and beat Man City in this March, boy, what an incredible month it would be for Arsenal Football Club. Go CR7 Ronaldo, appreciate you on the stream, my friends. This is why Raya was cemented in this team. Incredible game for him. Yeah, fantastic, man. Really good. And he made a couple of key saves as well, to be honest, in the game. Because Porto were no scrubs. They played really well in this game. Really, really well. And the fact that he was able to swallow up those crosses. He made a good save in the first half as well from the Porto striker. So, yeah, I thought he had a monster game in there, David Raya. And, guys, your goalkeeper is so big in the Champions League, man. More than anything. They can be the deciders. He was today in the penalty shootout, but also in normal time. If you've got a nice, confident goalkeeper, that can take you leaps and bounds. Trust me, man. Your goalkeeper's so undervalued in the Champions League. That's such a big position, especially. Well done to all the penalty takers. Yeah, especially, man. Big congrats to all the penalty takers. Job done. Fantastic work. Odegaard with a real captain's performance. We need to enjoy this break and get straight to work after we have a massive end of the season ahead. Yes, exactly. 10 games to go in the season. Another 2 games at least guaranteed in the Champions League. At least 12 more games for this football club. Push, man. Go for it. The whole Arsenal fan base is behind you. We've not won a Premier League title in 20 goddamn years. The Invincibles. I was 2 years old the last time Arsenal lifted the trophy. 2 years old. I want to see us lift it again, man. I want to see it with my own 2 eyes and remember the memory. I want to see Odegaard lift that trophy. And yes, you're right. Odegaard, what a performance. He got the assist today for the goal. He was the first one to take the penalty. Always pressing. Whether it was the first minute or the 119th minute. Pressed every minute of the game. So massive credit to Martin Odegaard. I thought he was absolutely fantastic today, man. Credit to him because he led from the front today. Led from the absolute front. And the fan base as well. In the crowd. Absolutely brilliant, the Arsenal fan base. We're singing from minute 1 to 90. Yes, we were nervous. I was nervous as well from my sofa. But did not stop singing. Did not stop getting behind the boys. And I guarantee if the second leg was in Porto and it went to penalties, I don't think we win it. I genuinely don't. We won it because the fan base was behind us. It was in the Emirates Stadium. We pushed our team to victory today. I'm convinced of it, man. Genuinely convinced of it. Tommy, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing really, really well. Porto did everything against them in the shootout. Arsenal end and going second. Lottery. Hey, that's the way the heads and tails goes, man. God was on our side today. Oh, God knew. Our side, we take first. Job done, man. That's exactly how it works. But at the same time, look, there is a psychological impact of going first in the penalty shootout, setting the tone. There's less pressure. But at the same time, man, it's only as good as the team that takes it first. It's only as good as their penalties. We could have taken first and fluffed our lines. But it's because our penalties were so cool and calmly taken. Every single penalty, not one did the keeper dive the right way. Not one. That's when you look at execution. On the flip side, Raya saved 2, and the third one, he got his glove to it. He almost saved it. So we obviously did our homework in terms of penalties, which is ironic because in my opinion, I think Porto would have been more prepared for penalties than Arsenal, because I think Porto, at the start of the night, would have taken penalties. If you ask their manager, I think he secretly would have said, yeah, I'd fancy penalties today. So they had it in their favour. We obviously lost on penalties last year to Sporting Lisbon, which I guarantee would have been in most of the players' minds. But this time, we got over the line, and that's the important thing. Do you really think Arsenal will win the Champions League? I think we can. If anything, I think this gives me more confidence we can as well. Because I think the round of 16 is always the toughest game in my eyes, for Arsenal at least, because we've not come past the round of 16 in so long. So the fact we were able to get past the round of 16, that's such a psychological benefit for us. We've overcome that voodoo, and now it's fresh water. Now we're in uncharted territory. And now it's blow for blow. Because like I said already, yeah, if we avoid Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid, if we avoid the Italian teams, and to be honest, if we avoid Real Madrid or Man City, we can go blow for blow with any team, basically. Genuinely any team. Even if we get Real Madrid or Man City, what a tie that will be. Because that then makes it 2 legs of teams going bar for bar. Heavyweight, going literally slugging it out in the ring. Porto, very good team, right? But Porto, they understand they're not as good as Arsenal. They understood from minute 1. So they tried to obviously play the game with a tactical edge. When I say tactical edge, I mean playing the dark arts, playing the percentages, going down injured, basically playing the game in its impure form, if you want to call it that way. But I don't think Real Madrid will do that. Real Madrid obviously do know those dark arts, but I think they'll try and take the game to Arsenal and go bar for bar with us. So I think if we go there and we play bar for bar with Man City, we can beat them. If we go bar for bar with Real Madrid, we can beat them. Guys, we've beaten Man City this season. We've beaten Liverpool this season. Those 2 teams are arguably the 2 best teams in Europe, and we've beaten them both this season. We've beaten teams like Man United this season. We've beaten teams like Newcastle this season. Brighton, West Ham we've beaten. We've beaten top teams in this league. So what's to say we can't beat them in the Champions League? It's just a different competition. I know sometimes we're a little bit voodooed here, but another thing is, guys, I don't like playing into these old wives' tales and these fugazi stats. But every team that beats Porto wins the Champions League in the last 5 years. I heard that stat somewhere. I could be wrong, but I did hear it. So forgive me if I'm wrong saying that, but I do believe that's true somewhere. Someone can correct me in the comment section if I'm mistaken, though. You don't think we'll win it? That's fair. Look, there's a lot of good teams in here, but we're one of those good teams. And in the last day, anyone can win it, man. Anyone can win it. Who would have thought Inter Milan would reach the final last season? I definitely didn't. But they found a way to make it. So, guys, anything can happen in the Champions League. Brooke Fish, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Bro, Porto were very physical. They were, man. And that's their game plan. Look, that is how they're going to play football, because they understand they're not as good technically as Arsenal. So the way they're playing is that they're going to have to play the percentages. They're going to have to do things like be physical, get the dark arts, go down easily on fouls. Pepe's going to have to rough a couple man up. That's just the way it is sometimes. So I do think, to be honest with you, yeah, we did really well to stand up to it. I thought the referee today was miles better than Porto. Miles better than the referee in Porto. The referee today allowed the physicality, and I like that. I like the physical game. The referee in Porto, I think he got commission every time he blew his whistle because he was blowing it left, right, centre. But here's another thing, because it was on my mind, to be honest with you guys. It was on my mind. We considered that last-minute goal in Porto, and it almost cost us this game. Because if it didn't cost us, Trossard's goal would have been the difference, and we would be through in 90 minutes. So that goes to show the first leg matters. Don't give up stupid goals in the first leg, because that could have cost us in this game. Thankfully, it didn't. I'm sitting here today knowing we're going through to the last 8 rather than getting knocked out. But that stupid goal we considered in Porto could have cost us, man. It genuinely could have cost us. I actually do now. Yeah, see, when I appreciate you on the stream, my friend. I agree, man. I'm worried Arsenal will win it because the fans are actually a disgrace. I don't care about the club itself. It's more the fans next. Hey, man, I've deleted Twitter for that reason. It's too toxic. But I'm worried about the team that's playing on the pitch, and I'm delighted with how they perform, man. Delighted. Do you think Arsenal got away with it? No, I don't think we got away with it, to be honest. I think both teams deserved it. I thought Porto played really well as well. They can leave their heads held high. But at the end of the day, we got through. Same thing happened last season. I think when we played Porto last year in the Europa League in the round of 16, I said when it went to penalties, whoever goes through, that's just the way it is. Both teams done enough to go through, and both teams didn't do enough to go through. It's 50-50, and Sporting Lisbon went through. I congratulated them. On this occasion, we did just enough to get through. Congratulations to us. Porto didn't play a bad game. We didn't play a superb game. But all that matters is that we booked our place in the next round. Because, guys, it doesn't matter if you win 5-0 on aggregate or you draw 1-1 and go through on penalties. All that matters is that you go through to the next round. We're in the pot on Friday, whenever the draw is. I think it's Friday. That's all that matters. And we're going to know our route to the quarterfinal, semi-final, and the final of the Champions League. It's at London as well, guys. It's in our hometown, bro. We're the only London team in the Champions League. It's in our hometown. We need to be at Wembley, man. Do you think the Odegaard goal should have been given? No, Havertz tugged on the shirt. I do think Pepe bought it a little bit, but if you're pulling a man's shirt, it's always going to be the case. I don't know why he pulled his shirt up. He didn't need to. I could see that calamity coming. It was just like when Van Dijk and Alisson messed up when Arsenal played Liverpool. I saw the same situation arising. The way the ball was bouncing, there was a lot of bodies in there, and they all just got in the way of each other, but Havertz bailed them out by fouling him. Good finish, though, by Odegaard overall. Also, congratulations to Barcelona for winning their game too. Yeah, and their game was much less stressful than Arsenal's as well. So yeah, that's what I envisioned Arsenal's game being like. On the flip side, we just got a boatload of stress. But yeah, congratulations to Barcelona. I'd love to get them in the round of 8, to be honest. I'd love to get Barcelona. We need to deal some punishment to Barcelona because they've absolutely walked all over us over the Champions League in the last few years. I want to assert some revenge on them. To be honest with you guys. Doan, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Hard to win, but so great. Yeah, I agree, man. Tough game to win, but when you do win it, no better feeling, man. No better feeling whatsoever. And this will give us a lot of confidence in the Champions League as well going forward because nothing beats a penalty win. Trust me. Other teams will look at that and go, oh, I really thought Arsenal were getting knocked out here. I really thought Arsenal could have been sent packing, but we got the job done. And now we look around and say, we're here. We're in the last 8. We're a good team. We made it through. Yes, we got battered. Yes, we got bruised. Yes, we might have a little bit of a torn ligament, but we're through to the next round of the boxing fight. Bring it on. RD12, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. In all seriousness, that was shocking from minute 1 to 120. But Raya, what a goalkeeper. I don't think it was necessarily shocking, but I do agree that we didn't do enough to win the game over the 120 minutes. To be honest, over 210 minutes, we didn't do enough to win the game. Over both legs, I thought we weren't great. But that's also credit to Porto because I thought they managed us really well. Really, really well. But at the same time, yeah, it doesn't matter really because we got the job done over in penalties. And that's all that matters in football. Yes, you might not be able to win it in normal time, but as long as you get the job done one way or another, that is the only thing that matters in this game, bro. Get the job done. Get the job done so you're into the next round, and we did that. It depends on the draw. I'd fancy Real or Man City to win over 2 legs, but either I think it'd be a fantastic tie. Fantastic tie. I'd love to see who we get. I want to avoid them too and avoid Inter Milan and Atletico, but I wouldn't mind anyone else, to be honest. Also, when I say about fans, people like you are all right, but again, I mean the online fans, yeah. I mean, I deleted Instagram, Twitter for that exact reason, bro. Too much toxicity. Luquago, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. I'm doing really, really well. Arsenal forever. Yes, sir, man. Big win for us. Izuchuku, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Up the Gunners. Lawal, equally appreciate you on the stream. About the goalkeeper, I remember when Edouard came up big in the Champions League semi-final 2021. I also remember Kepa's penalty heroics in the 2019 Europa League semi-final. Exactly, man. Your goalkeeper is big in these games, bro. If you have a confident goalkeeper in net, it's big for you because even penalties don't look that bad. Now, if Arsenal get to another round of 16 or extra time, if Arsenal get to another extra time, we'll be confident. Yeah, we've already won a penalty shootout. We could do it again. Look at Italy in the Euros. They knew they had big Donnarumma in goal. So any penalty shootout, them man were confident because Donnarumma is that big goalkeeper that can save penalties. Now we've got David Raya. David Raya is a good penalty keeper, man. He really is. He saved one already against West Ham in the season, I saw. Saved 2 today. Came mightily close with a 3rd one. He's a very good penalty goalkeeper, David Raya. Real Poison Super. Well done, mate. Took you long enough to get past around the 16. Get ready for your little getting beat up. Hey, man, don't speak too soon. Praying upon the downfall. What you get Bayern Munich. Hey, if we get Bayern Munich, so be it, man. So be it. We take who we get. It's a Champions League. We can't shy away from anyone. What win's a win, though? Arsenal still have a chance of that elusive Champions League. Yeah. And that's the one thing haunting our vast trophy cabinet. It's that Champions League trophy that is still just it's blacked out. It's grayed out, man. It's like an unlockable character that we just haven't quite unlocked in the video game. That's what it feels like. But it's coming, man. In my lifetime, that Champions League is coming. Arteta's tricky reds are getting there. Brian, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Come on, you Gunners. Exactly, man. Big win. Buff Real Madrid, shut up, I beg. It will be Jude Bellingham bullying your team. Don't be so sure, man. Don't be so sure. Trust me, Arsenal is not a team you want to face in the Champions League. I'll tell you guys that for an absolute fact. I'm not being arrogant and saying that we're going to go through, but don't look at us and just think, oh, yeah, it's Arsenal. They shouldn't be here. Guys, we're a good team, man. We're a very good team. We're beating Man City this season. We're beating Liverpool this season. Trust me. When the names get drawn out of the pot on Friday, there's not a team that wants Arsenal. I'll tell you guys that for an absolute fact. Even Pep Guardiola doesn't want Arsenal. I'll tell you guys that. Well done, guys. Israel, appreciate you on stream. Israel Joshua, appreciate you on stream, my friend. Salahaddin, appreciate you on stream, my friend. Arsenal, that the last can go. I hope so, broski. I hope so. Yes, Arsenal win the Champions League. Porto back to home. Appreciate you on stream, Adesh. Hope you're doing really, really well. Happy days. Porto are a good team. Yeah, they are. They did really well. And they opened a lot of people's eyebrows to the fact, they opened a lot of people's eyes to the fact that they're a very good team, man. I said it. Guys, I know people trying to tell me, oh, they're like 5th in Liga North, they're 3rd in their league, Sporting Lisbon was above them. Oh, like they're not a good team. Guys, it's a Champions League, bro. Don't look at this league position, man. Don't worry about league. League position don't matter. It's a Champions League. It's one-off games. Anything can happen on the night. At the end of the day, guys, yeah, we on the night played a very tough team and we did just about to get through. And that's all that matters, man. That is all that matters. Sandy, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Congratulations, the Gunners. Riders are man of the match. Yeah, I agree. Man of match for winning that penalty shootout, man. Fantastic performance. Premier Champions League, what would you rather? Has to be the Champions League for me if I were an Arsenal fan. I agree. If I supported any other club, probably the Prem. But given we've never won the Champions League, I want to win this Champions League, man. If I had the choice, I'd love to win it. Arteta's really trying with the boys. Yeah, he is, man. And look, that's a big win for Arteta as well because he's not won a knockout European game at home. He's not. In his 4 or 5 years at Arsenal, he's not done that. So the fact he's able to get that over the line and be the first manager in 10 years at Arsenal Football Club to take us to the next round of Champions League, the last 8, is big for him, bro. Really big. I look at your team and I see a very high potential team, but you ain't got it yet. Yeah, but I've seen Tottenham at the Champions League final. I've seen Inter Milan at the Champions League final. I've seen Porto win the Champions League. The Champions League, anything can happen. If you get lucky on the night, if you get a few nice draws, you can make it there, guys, man. There's no, how do I say it? There's no like straightforward way to Champions League. You don't just go A to B in the Champions League. There's always like twists and turns. There's always adversity. We face adversity. Man City will face it. Real Madrid will face it. Man City have not faced any sort of trouble in the Champions League thus far. They will face it at some point. We faced our adversity. Will we face some more? Most likely. But we've overcome challenges. And when you overcome challenges, you get stronger. It's like anything in life. You have to bend it. If it doesn't break, it becomes stronger. That's just life, man. You only get better by feeling tension, by feeling strained. For Arsenal, you'd have to win at home, especially if it's Real Madrid or even Bayern Munich, because Arsenal have been really poor away from home. Yes and no. I think we can contend, though. That's the thing. We can contend. Nice break than City. Yeah, massive game. Let's not forget that's a big, big game for Arsenal. Arsenal's like my second team. I love them, but I don't have to support, but your fans are crazy. I don't know how you support Man City and Arsenal, to be fair, but fair play, man. Whoever floats your boat. Champions League just isn't just luck. If you face Bayern, Real Madrid or City, you're finished. Barcelona would be really close. I'd love to face Barcelona because I've watched my team at the Emirates. I had a season ticket from 2012 till 2017. So I've watched my team play Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and get duppied at home. I'm talking trampled at home, where we haven't even got a chance. We're basically a team that should not be in the Champions League. So I want to play Bayern Munich or Bayern Munich and exert some revenge. I want to exert some revenge on Barcelona or Bayern Munich because I've seen our team absolutely get trampled by those two. Arsenal cooking this season. Big time cooking, man. Big time. Loving this new look. 100%, man. Loving it. It's absolute bits. But guys, it's a late one. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. I'll be back hopefully on the weekend for some FA Cup streams and definitely for the next Arsenal stream on 2.5 weeks time for Man City Arsenal. Big game, man. If you're on your anti, you have to subscribe down below. Bell notification button. You know exactly what to do. Check out the other streams on my channel. Check out the other videos. Big games coming towards the end of the season. March, April, May. We know it's Arsenal through to next round. We'll be on the pot. We'll be in the pot on Friday. I will drop a video reaction, potentially a live stream even for the Champions League draw. So make sure you hit the bell notification button so you do not miss it because I want to see who Arsenal gets. You want to see who Arsenal gets. I'm supporting this team all the way to the end. Hopefully, we're lifting that elusive trophy at Wembley in May or June. That's the plan. Imagine Bayern Munich beats Arsenal in the final to win Kane's first trophy. Oh, that'd make me cry, man. That genuinely make me cry. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that tuned in. Hope to catch you guys all in my next one.